Hi everyone. My name is Sivapriya and I'm batch of 1998 IIT Tech. I did civil engineering when I was in IIT and I'm here visiting IIT after almost close to 30 years. And I was really, as I was walking down the campus, it brought back all the great memories that we had when I was a student from 94 to 98. As you all know, getting into IIT is very difficult. And then the next 4 years of being in IIT was not a cakewalk. So when I did my master's in the US in a very reputable university, I would consider that as a very easy endeavor compared to what I had to do at IIT. So IIT Madras has laid the biggest foundation in my life, both in my professional and personal life. Whenever I have to go through any difficulties, I always remind myself that if I had, I have succeeded going through IIT and coming out of it, so I can go through any difficulties in life. During my time at IIT, there were very, very few girls. In my batch of 94 to 98, if I remember right, we were only about 12 girls, and we are really close-knit, and we are still in touch with each other through WhatsApp group. So we were only 12 to 14 girls, and I believe there were about 500 boys. Because of that small number, we are still in touch with all the girls, and I'm sure most of the boys would hopefully remember us as well. Being the only handful of women, this has also laid a strong foundation to me to give back to the, as we know, the engineering sector as such is very much underrepresented, not just in India, all over I currently live in Canada. So I have started mentoring young engineers, and I also go to schools and encourage women to become engineers. If you're interested in that field, in STEM, I would encourage any woman who is hesitant to become an engineer to take up that skill, because engineering is a great opportunity for people. And that I started realizing only because of what the foundation I received from IIT. About the hostel life in IIT is incomparable to any other hostels, I would say personally, in my experience. So in IIT in 94 to 98, when I was a student, there was only one hostel called Sarayu. I believe there are now 5 different women's hostels now. At that time, there was only one women's hostel. So, we loved the food, especially on Fridays. We had a special, I still remember having biryani. They had biryani and ice cream. So, my parents lived in Besan Nagar, and I would usually go on weekends home. But I always stayed back for that biryani and ice cream, because I would tell my mom, that's better than what you're making at home. So the food was great. We remember coming, all the girls from MTechs, BTechs, PhDs, we were all in one hostel. And when we wake up in the mornings, I'm not sure if that's the case now too. There were monkeys under the door. So when we opened the door, there are monkeys, and there was no way we could get out. So we remember screaming out for the watchman to come and chase the monkeys. And I also remember there was only one landline. Those were the days when there was no cell phones. So when somebody calls you, everybody knows that you are getting a call. Some girls would get calls from their boyfriends. Some girls would get calls from their parents. So the watchman would start yelling. Like my number, I believe, was, I think it was 411, I still remember. So 411 phone call, and then, we come down and take the call. So it was a really, really great experience, and we had hostel nights. That was the only time we could invite boys to the hostel. I remember during our 4th year, I'm from civil engineering, so my batchmates were in Godavari hostel. So I invited some of the boys, I think, from Godavari, if I remember right. And that's the only time boys are allowed. I'm not sure how it is now. And then hostel nights were a great thing. We organized events, dances, and so on. And it was a very, very safe environment. But among the hostels in Chennai, this was a hostel where we could walk in and walk out at any time, even if you go to the lab. So in the pretext of going to a lab or going for a study outside, we could come back at 2 a.m. and we just need to sign in. So that was a great thing, because I had my friends going to local colleges in Chennai, and when they heard this, they were really jealous of that fact. So IIT gave, the Sarayu hostel gave us both the freedom, at the same time we had our responsibilities on being on time, making the right choices, and we, the girls in the Sarayu, became a family. And like I mentioned, there were 14 of us in this, 12 to 14, I'm sorry, my memory is not that great, it's been 25 years. We all stayed in the hostel and we became like family. IIT has been the strongest foundation in my life, and when I was a student, there were so many culturals. I think Sarang started in 1995 when I was a student. I was a choreo coordinator, and we did Bharatanatyam and fusion, and I still remember those beautiful memories. So those are the things that anyone who wants to apply to IIT, I'm sure it's a very difficult path to enter, but if you could, and if you're lucky, you will definitely not have any regret. All I can imagine and think, they're only positive memories. So I would highly encourage youngsters to apply and get into IIT, as well as those who are currently in IIT. The future is yours. Because I lived in New York, I studied at Columbia University, I did my graduate school there, and then now I've moved to Canada. All these moves were very easy because I believe it was what IIT had taught me, not just in professional life, but as well as in personal life, that you become stronger, and I contribute everything to this, my alma mater, this institute. Thank you.